Welcome to the part 4 of React Router series. We will be completing building our Rick and Morty application using routers. Let's get started. In the last video, we have built out our characters component. We have fetched our list of characters. Now let's go ahead and let's build for our locations component. This is the API for fetching location details. You can see the API is /API/location. Let's go ahead and implement that. I'll go to my API rickandmorty.js and I'll create a new entry. Call it locations API. Instead of /character, I'm going to use /location. I'll go back to my app.js file and I'll get rid of my locations component. Now to access locations component, we'll have to create a page. So I'll head over to my pages. Inside my pages under Rick and Morty, I'll create a new page, call it locations.js. In this page, for now, I'm just going to give a header, call it locations. I'll go back to my app.js file and import this page. I'll call import locations from pages /rickandmorty/location. When I head back to my browser, you can see this thing still works. Now inside my locations page, I'll give it a class name, call it container. To save data of locations, I'm going to create a state from useStateHook. I'm going to call it locations and set locations. To make the API call, I'll use another hook called useEffect. And inside my useEffect, I'm going to fetch my location. If this is success, I'm going to return a JSON. And then for now, let's log this response and let's see how we are getting the output. I'm going to catch it. If there are any errors, I'm going to log them as well. I'll add a catch block and I'll log those catch errors. I'll head back to my browser. You can see in my console, I have info and results. Results is an array. This is what we'll have to store. I'll get rid of this console statement. I'll check if there is response and if there is response of results, and I'm going to check if that is of type array. If it is, I'm going to save it in my locations. I'll check if there is no locations. I'm going to return a loading bar. Inside my div, I'll add a divider. I'll head back to the browser and under my components, under locations, you see I'm saving my state. I'll have to render out this particular state. To do that, let's go to my components and create a new component, call it location. I'm going to give index.js and I'm going to name my component location. Inside my location component under div, I'm going to create a class name of card black and I'm going to add a CSS called location. Now we'll have to render this component for all my locations. Let's loop through our state and render out these cards. I'll create a div. I'll create a grid, call it row. I'll loop through all my locations, locations.map. And for each location, I'm going to return a div, call it class name of call S12, M6, L4, and render out my location component. I'll add a parameter location and I'll send in my location. I'll also add a key. I can grab it from location.id. You see, I have these black boxes. Under locations, I have all these location cards. Now let's use the data that I'm sending from location prop. I'll grab location. And from my location, let's get name, dimensions, residence. I'll create a new div, give it class name of card content. Inside my card, I'll create a new header, call it name, and I'll create a list. I'll give it a class name of collection. Inside my list, I'll create my list item, give it class name of collection item. I'll add a label dimension and I'll render out the dimension. Similarly for other properties, I'll call this one type, and for this one I'm going to call it residence. Residents are my list of residents, so I'll show residents.length. Now this thing is in black color. I'm going to add it a green color. I can see I have all my details. Now whenever I click on my location card, I'll have to show the location details. Let's go ahead and build out our location details page. I'll head over to my pages. Under Rick and Morty, I'll create a new page, call it location details. And under location details, for now, I'll just return a header that says location details. To render this page, I'll have to create a route matcher. So I'll create a new route, give it a path of /locations / the ID. Remember, this ID is a variable. For component, I'll add location details. When I click on this location card, I'll have to redirect to my location details. To do that, I'll import a hook called as use history. Now I'm going to do let history equals use history. To redirect to a certain path, I'll add a onClick handler to my div element, and inside my onClick handler, I'll access history.push. Inside push, I'll have to provide the URL of my location details. To do that, I'll access another hook called as use route match. And from my use route match, I'll extract URL. Inside my push, I'll use this URL / now I'll have to send it to that particular location details ID. I'll grab my ID and I'll give /ID. Now, whenever I click on this locations card, you can see my route is getting changed. Let's now go ahead and build out our location details component. This is how it should look like. I should show the name of location and all the residents of that particular location. To do that, we have an API to fetch a location based on the ID. Now your location details is rendered by a route matcher, which means we have access to certain properties. First, let's get match from my props. Inside my match.params, I'm going to extract ID. Now to save my location details, I'll create a state called as location details. I'll initialize that to use state and provide it null. To fetch my API details, I'll use effect. Inside my use effect, I'll be calling this one every time my ID changes. I'll create a try block. Inside try, I'll create fetch. I'll call my location API /ID. Whenever it is success, I'm going to return a JSON. For now, let's try to log our response. Let's see how the structure is. If there is any error, I'll catch it. I'll close my try block with my catch. I'll catch all exceptions and I'll log them as well. Let's head over to browser. You see in my console, I have all my location details. If there are no location details, I'll return out a loading screen. Inside my div, I'll add a class name. I'll give it container. And I'll create a link to redirect back to my locations. I'll create a new route changer. I'll call it link. I'll say back. And I'll add a to attribute to /locations. Now when I head to browser, you see this thing is continuously loading. That's because once my response is success, I'll have to save in my location details. Now I can navigate back to my locations. When I head over to my components, you can see under my location details, I have my name and all my details. Let's render that. I'll first extract certain properties from my location details. I'll get name, type, dimension, and if you see residence, that's an array. Let's first render these items. Instead of location details, I'm going to call it name. I'll add a divider. I'll create a list, call it collection, and for my list item, I'm going to call it collection item. And I'll add a label called as dimension, provided the dimension property. Similarly, for my type, you can see I have my name and dimension details. Now I'll have to render out all the list of residents. Now if you see, residents is an array and I get the URL for these arrays but not the details of that particular resident. In order to get those details, I'll have to make another API call for all these residents. Let's add that right now. To save these resident details, I'll create a state called as residents and I will initialize this one to null. Inside my use effect, instead of directly saving my state, I'll first check if I have a residence property. To do that, I'll do rest.residence and I'll check if this is of type array. If it is, I'll have to loop through all these residents and make an API call. To do that, I'll use promise.all and to my all, I'll provide an array and I'll map through this array, and while looping through each of my resident, I will fetch that resident. So we are making an API call for all these resident. Now when I get responses, I'll have to loop through all these responses and I'll have to return a JSON. To do that, I'll use promise.all, I'll loop through my responses and I'll return my JSON. And once that is done, I'll use these responses and I'll set it to my resident state. Here's a summary of what we are doing. We are looping through all my residents and for each resident, I'm fetching the details of that resident. Once I get all those details, I'm sending out the JSON property. Once I have those things, I'm saving it in an array. Now when I go back to my state, you can see I have details of all my residents. And in my network tab, you can see all the requests I made in order to get those resident details. This is how I can use promises to grab all these resident details at once. Now I'll have to use the image in this residence property and I'll have to render it out. I'll give a header, call it residence. I'll add a new divider. Now I'll first check if there are residents. If there are, I'm going to check if that is of type array. If it is, I'm going to loop through all my residents and I'll have to display it in a grid. To do that, I'll go ahead and I'll create a grid, call it row, and I'll move my residents inside that. While looping, I'll return my div, call it class name of call s2 and give it a class name of avatar. Inside this, I'll create my image tag, provide the image attribute. I'll grab that from my resident. I'll grab ID, name and image. For key, I'm going to provide ID, and for image, for alt, I'm going to give name, and for SRC, I'll provide image. There you go. I have all these details. Now I'll just have to fix the CSS for this. I'll add a class name called circle. Now I have all these details. When I click on another location, I get details of that particular location. Now when I go to my characters, if I click on character details, you see there is a property called as location. Now when I click on this location, it has to redirect to this particular location. We can stitch this up. Let's go to character details, and under character details, the place where I have location.name, you can inspect my state. I have name and the URL of that particular character, and this URL has ID of that location. So I'll create a link, copy this location.name inside my route changer, and for my to attribute, I'll give /locations, and remember this has to be the ID. I'll have to grab it from this URL. To do that, I'll access locations URL, and I'm going to split this with a slash. This is going to give me array of all these elements. Now what I want is the last element. To do that, I'll just do a pop that is going to give me the ID. When I click on location, you can see I'm getting redirected to that location detail. I can go back, I can select location. Now when I click on this character, I'll have to redirect to that character detail. Let's fix that as well. First, I'll give an title for my image. And on click of this image, I'll have to take to that character detail. To do that, I'll add a on-click handler. And remember, this is getting rendered by a route matcher, so I have access to the history property. So let's use that. Let's get history. And on click, I'll use history.push. I'll have to go to my characters / that particular ID. I'll hit save. When I go back, when I click on a character, I'm now redirected to character details. Now we have stitched up the whole site. I can click on location, I'll go to my location details. I can click on a character and I'll go to my character details. This is how you can use React Router in order to navigate to different pages in your application. This is the end of React Router series. Hope the concepts of React Routers are now clear for you. If this series has helped you, please consider subscribing. I'll come back with another topic and another project. Till then, stay tuned and thanks for watching.